Casuals, welcome to another one. Today we got another guest, local all-round mad dog, Lewayne Barrett.
Oh, we're going that route.
What's been happening, bro?
Not much. Just work, man. Ever since sort of went back into being on the tools, just been flat out with work.
Enjoying it?
So, well, I wouldn't go that far. I'd be up there. I'd be up
Need a
there.
local chippy?
Chippy concreter, steel fixing. Long weekend, first day off in a while. So it's good. No, I've yeah, went to the show. You have a day off, you have a weekend off, and the wife's got a list loaded up. I was like, I don't know what the rush is because it's taken me 7 years to get to where we are now. So I don't think it's going to change in like one weekend. But yeah, I'm just trying to nut some stuff out around the house now.
Did you do the woodchopping at the show again?
Nah, not this year.
That's
So,
mad.
no, my uncle and that are up this weekend. They're staying at home now. And he was like, "Oh, you chopping?" I was like, "Nah, I did my shoulder again last year at footy. Hasn't come right." So I was like, "No, I can't swing an axe." I was like, one, I don't know how to swing an axe when I'm fit. Two, going in there with like a half bung shoulder. I was like, yeah, I'm not confident.
Which one do you do, bro? The one
the underhand, yeah, the underhand
that's
standing
the
up. Because apparently that's easier and less dangerous than doing the standing up one.
The standing up one, I used to watch it. One of my workmates was like Australian woodchopping champ, and the one where you hit it and you put the slots in,
Yeah.
and you climb up,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you hit it again.
the
He was like
lumberjack.
Australian- yeah, it's insane, bro.
So last year, because I got right into it last year, so I did the Townsville show. Won 2 ribbons, pretty easy.
Just took it out.
In the novice event, so it looks really good. So like in my man cave at home, I've got my 2 ribbons hanging up, and people go, "Oh, you won first and second." I was like, "That's pretty cool." So, what people don't know is there was only 3 people in the race, so I was bound to get a ribbon. And then the other 2 competitors were a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old. So like
Dominated.
So just no technique, just straight power got it over them. But look, no one asked that. When they see the ribbons, you just go, "Oh."
Bro,
There was
50 people.
10 people in the event.
So is that just something you randomly jumped into because your family's quite big into that?
Yeah, so my whole family, from back where we're from in New Zealand, I think I'm the only one, me and my younger brother are the only ones that haven't represented New Zealand in wood chopping or sort of done anything. Like that Townsville show, like when my uncle come up and was like, "Oh, you want to chop in the show?" Like Mum said, you're pretty keen to get into it. And I was like, yeah. So I thought I was going to be going like at the back just to sort of practice and just get shown a few things. So I rocked up and he goes, "Oh, your log's over there. You're in this next race coming up."
Straight in.
I'm sitting there going, "What the?" I was like, I've never swung apart from swinging an axe to cut firewood.
Look out camping.
Yeah. And like, that's literally just like one of those little tomahawk things. And that's dangerous enough as it is. And then I'm standing on this block. The crowd's right behind me. I'm there going, I was like, this is embarrassing.
Proper pressure, eh? Straight up.
He goes, I've got these, so you wear these metal chain socks and you can get like the full leg. I was like, bro, I need like,
Full body.
I was like, I need like
Full night in shining armour.
I was like, I need a full night suit here, bro. I was like,
Where's the kit for that?
I looked at the crowd. I was like, "You guys are in for a show." I was like, "I've never done this." Yeah, I was
That's
like,
pretty cool.
I was like, "I'm either going to cut my foot or cut this log."
I've done
Was it?
right
Missed.
in the middle of my big toe. And then like halfway down my nail and then stop. It was just bang in the middle. Lucky it didn't like hit between my toes.
Cut your toe off.
Go that full
When was that?
webbing.
You a young fella?
Yeah, teenager.
Yeah, that's brutal.
14,
Yeah.
14, 15. Fucking scary,
Yeah, no, it is. But yeah, they reckon that one's easier than that stand-up. They reckon that stand-up one is dangerous because you sort of can chamfer off and then you risk of losing legs and major arteries and stuff like that.
So how'd your family get into this? Is it like things growing up on a farm or anything? Like
Yeah.
that? It's just a sport they fucking randomly do.
No, it's pretty big in New Zealand, which it's bigger in New Zealand than what it is here.
That's awesome. What part of New Zealand, bro?
Taumarunui, so King Country region, central North Island.
Awesome, man.
But yeah, they travel around. I'm not too sure who was our first one. My grandfather was really big. So up at our marae, we've got our memorial chops as well. So like, my grandfather's got a trophy named after him. My grandmother's got one. A few uncles have also got trophies as well. So that's probably why I wanted to get back into it. Being the eldest grandchild on my dad's side, I've been in Australia for 20 odd years now. I was like, oh, no one's expecting me to go over there and win this trophy, like my grandfather's memorial. I was like, if I can learn something here and then go back and freak everyone out and go, yeah, I have a crack at it and then try to win it, I was like, that'd be cool. But after doing those chops last year, yeah, I don't think I'll be winning it anytime soon.
Right back to reality.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I might just stay in this. I might just stay in this novice thing and just. I was like, I'll just take my ribbons back with me and just be like, oh, I'm too busy chopping that hardwood over in Australia. I'm not going to muck around with this sort of stuff.
How often do you get to go back to NZ?
Not often. Well, I haven't been back since COVID hit, so I haven't really, to be honest, haven't thought about going back.
Take your kids over there? Been back?
Yeah, we went. So when was that? I think it was just before COVID. We went back 2019, and then struggled to get back into the country, and that's
That's when it was a headache.
because my wife's family's all over there. All my family's over there. So yeah, try to get back as often as we can.
Even since COVID, flights and everything's gone
Yeah,
more expensive.
yeah.
So yeah.
What was it like back in New Zealand?
But wicked.
What's the difference?
Compared to us.
Well, I was lucky because I had both. So I moved to Australia when I was 10. Growing up in New Zealand up until I was 10 was, we were like little hoodlums. Like,
What small town? How big's the town?
no, well, so I was born in Taumarunui, and we moved away, I think, maybe when I was 5, up into Hamilton. So Hamilton's like I wouldn't say a major city. It's one of New Zealand's biggest cities. It's not as big as Wellington or Auckland. But it's just so rough. Like everything over in New Zealand's more staunch.
Yeah.
It's like you've got to really be
Tough as nails.
and it's a hard one because it's like you're staunch, but then you've got like those country staunch people as well that are just rugged as all hell, but really humble people and just nice people. But like in the cities, like I don't know, I think it's a lot to do with all the gangs. Everyone's just trying to out staunch everyone, and so and I don't know if it's just because we were younger and everything was like Americanized with like the Bloods and Crips and everyone wants to be gangsters.
Probably,
So I remember coming to Australia, 10 years old, got off in the Brisbane airport, had this big LA Raiders jacket on, baggiest jeans,
Little GA.
thinking I was like homey as. Sliding doors open to go to the car park. I was like, oh, this is hot. Get this jacket off. I was like, get these jeans off. I was like, oh, this is way too hot to wear this. And then went down to the Gold Coast to where we were staying with my auntie. And get out the car, thinking I was still pretty gangster. And I was just like, oh, but you can't be gangster over here. Like, no wonder these kids are running around in board shorts. I was like, that's actually really cool. I was like, that's probably more cool to do that than being gangster right now. So then whole attitude shifted from being wannabe gangster to wannabe surfing.
Yeah,
and
true,
then
especially down the Goldie and that.
getting into that sort of scenery.
That's
So I think what was it? I was 10. I think I got shipped back. I started bucking up, and Mum shipped me back to schooling at St. John's in Hamilton. I was there for another 2 years, and then I sort of half cried to Mum, going, "Oh, can I come back to Oz? Because there's just nothing going on over there. Like it's as much as I loved it, and I'd love to have my boys be brought up with that essence of being a New Zealander. I don't think you can sort of replicate that here in Australia as much as you can sort of teach them your culture and stuff like that. Having that essence of being a New Zealander, I don't think you get that until you're in New Zealand and around that all the time. Because it's New Zealand is probably more multicultural than Australia. Yeah, we got because I think everyone gets along a lot better. Like you got Pākehā that could pass as Māori, You got Māori that hang out with like your Samoans, your Tongans, your Fijians, so you got your islanders. Then you got like your Somalians, your Indians,
That's awesome.
a lot of Asians, like, and like I remember being at high school and you learn your school haka for when you've got like your first 15 playing rugby and
I love that, eh?
all your rugby teams, and you got little Korean kid coming down like doing these doing the
cool,
meanest
eh?
haka, and you're going,
Really
yeah,
unifying, eh?
yeah, yeah.
Really
No, you
unifying.
just go, that's cool.
I love that
You
stuff.
got like little white boys doing the same
Yeah,
thing. It's
yeah.
just like not very good, but they're out there giving it a go. Like,
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
such a cool thing that New Zealand does do.
It gives you goosebumps, eh, when you watch it.
And like just having that culture,
Yep.
being taught,
yeah,
and everything like that. Being able to hold on to that culture.
yeah, no, 100%.
How important is that, like, being Māori, what that means.
Yeah, but I'm super proud of it, and to the point where you can sort of be a little bit biased as well and go, oh, we've got the best culture for that reason.
Yeah, that's natural.
Yeah, but without, and then trying to sort of be, but not sound like you're, what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say racist, but like so stuck into your own one race type of thing. And
it's just pride.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I think that's the
culture.
thing. People sort of have this opinion now, like you can't be proud of. What you
It
are.
is like that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it is
I
like
see
that.
so
Yeah.
many comments and people say that like it's bad to be proud of what you are. 'Cause
Yeah.
then they say that creates a divorce.
It's like
There's there's nothing wrong with being proud
Yeah.
of whatever.
I know. People have connected people connected pride with racism. It's like, no, man. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your own culture.
yeah, you know, I think who suffer the most is probably white people.
Yeah.
Suffer the most out of that. They go, oh man, we're proud English, and people go, oh, they're English.
Yeah.
Well, there's always white guilt.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
That's there. You're right. Yeah, I love that haka, man. The hakas. I also love the Fijian when they sing, when they do for the like you know when you're watching rugby, and that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I like it when it's one thing I've been liking is the rugby league, how the Indigenous and Māori have been playing every year. Like,
It's so good they do it here in Townsville.
Yeah,
I love going to those
that.
games because we have such a high Indigenous culture here. You go there and it's just, it's awesome, man.
I think they can't do it anywhere else. I think it has to stay in Townsville.
I hope so.
Because we're
It's
the
wicked, bro.
the way I see Australia, because you've got Torres Strait Islanders and Aboriginal.
Yeah.
We're closer to Torres Strait. Like you can't. To me, it just doesn't seem right having a game down in Sydney.
Exactly.
Because would there? I don't know. I have no idea if there's not that many Torres Strait Islanders down there.
I'd say there definitely isn't.
Yeah.
Majority Koreans.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Because I've met more Torres Strait Islanders since moving to Townsville.
Yeah.
I think I've been in Townsville for 10 years now.
So Townsville Cairns.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
I didn't really meet. I don't believe I met any. Yeah. So I think to have that representation for Torres Strait, you sort of have it here, or even take it to Cairns.
Yeah.
Take the game to Cairns.
Cairns. Cairns would be cool, man. That'd be epic. Yeah, I love that. Seeing Ash Saltman out there leading the pack. He's like so good, eh?
The best thing is you sit there and go, I know him.
Yeah. Hey, I know this fella sitting on TV.
I know that.
I was talking to my missus when he was on TV. There's Ash, big mate, yeah. Hey, there's Ash.
We got so my wife and I we got married here in Townsville, down at Garabara Lawns. And I picked it out. Didn't realise the significance that it had to the local Aboriginal people here.
Yeah.
I couldn't sort of fathom doing anything Māori on a land that it's not mine.
True.
So I asked Ashley to come down, and I was like, bro, can you do a welcome to the country at my wedding? He was like, at your wedding? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, because it's your land. Like, I'm only a guest there. I just don't feel right if my groomsmen was to do a haka or something Māori happened. I was like, bro, we're not really. I was like, I need to be invited here. So when I see him on the stadium, I go, bro, look at this, welcome to the country. I was like, he did our wedding too. That's right.
And that's so awesome that you have that, and you show that respect to do that. Like
Definitely.
people, that's another thing. Everyone these days, it's like I shouldn't be getting welcome to my own country, and it's overdone and this and that. I think it's awesome because, like you say, you don't want to do something on another man's land.
Yeah.
Without showing that respect.
Yeah.
I just think it's good to embrace Indigenous culture.
Yeah.
A lot more, you know?
And all cultures.
Yeah, and all cultures. Because like in New Zealand, Australia's multicultural as well.
Oh, it was mad. At the golf, I had golf day on Friday. We had.
I wish I'd been there. I've seen those
Did
photos.
you know
I had to work. Right? Yeah, so I was there, seeing the photos. I'm like, oh, yeah, good to be seeing all them.
But I was going through it after, and there was Aboriginals, Torres Strait Islanders, there was Tongans, Samoans, Tokelauans, Niueans, Chileans, Filipinos, Turkish.
Yeah.
There was so many people. And I sort of didn't realise till I'm looking at the group photo after, and like, it's fucking so cool to be able to be around so many different people and
get along
ask them questions.
And everyone just thinks beers and runs each other down. But
I see something the other day. It says like a woman's type of friendship is like words of affirmation, talking each other up, really loving their mates,
building each other up,
and then a male's friendship. Put downs, insults, nearly driving them towards suicide. Really burst their ego. Awesome. Don't let anyone get above here.
Those piss-ups you do all the time, you organise, are so good. It's the same thing catching up. But I just remember when Hooper said you come, I remembered a funny story from one of your piss-ups. Can't remember what it was. Like, it must have been in your back shed there one time. Must have been a Christmas party or something. We had a piss-up, got rowdy, whatnot. Next time I went to work, I think it was at work on a Monday or Tuesday in Lewayne, you come to me like, get me, you silly cunt. You smoke grass on the weekend. And I was like, oh, true, I fuck yeah, mate. I got so drunk and I remember it, you're like, no, not like Hooter, not Yarn, like grass. Hey, what the fuck? And then it turns out, Greenie was being a fuckhead too. So you rolled up, you reckon, I rolled up a dairy full of fucking grass clippings. And then it had been mowed and you had that little bit of dry there. Gave it Greenie, and then Greenie reckons, I reckon he seen me come over, like Greenie was smoking it, you were laughing, watching, then like come over, like, give me a drag, cunt. So I off and kind of like, didn't even notice.
I was trying to look at him like, I couldn't say anything. Because Greenie was pestering me all night.
Just being a drunk little fucking teenager.
Can I have a smoke? I was like, I'm one of these guys that...
Were you smoking rollers?
Yeah. And he was like, one of the... when I was this, because I gave I'm on the vapes now.
Vape nation.
I don't know. Like, are they worse for you? I feel healthier on the vapes.
Surely they can't. Surely like tobacco's bad, man. Surely they got to
Either way,
what was he just pestering you?
He was just like
this kind of giving grass.
The one thing I can't handle is people that don't smoke. That all of a sudden when they have a few drinks and they go, I want to smoke, and then it's one smoke, two smokes. It's like constantly. I was like, nah, roll this grass up. There you go, Bernie's. Oh yeah, so good. And then this idiot comes over and he's like, oh, Greenie, give us some of that. I was like, I'll just roll you one. He's like, no, Greenie's got one here. I'm thinking,
one drag. I don't even think I noticed, but I must have been charged up.
He takes it off them too. Just takes it off and walks off. I was like, you're an idiot.
That's why when you told me to work, I was like, fuck. Alright. No, not Yanni cunt, grass.
You're always fucking full of pranks and shit.
Oh, this cunt was fun to work with, man. Some of that chat on the radio, but we missed that. It was the real dry chat. That was good,
That was fun times. I sit there now that I'm back on the tools, especially during summer.
Me too. I'm like on the tools too.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, I was like, as much as I hated working there, I was like, I could sit there in that aircon room, eating an ice cream, telling the YP like, this is horrible. This is you won't like it. I used to mix it up into a cup, put heaps of Milo in there. Like, I've just got Milo in here. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. So yuck.
I'll miss it. I wish I stayed on the books.
Yeah.
Like just stayed on the books and did one shift once a week, just to see all the boys and that.
And I think that's the only reason why I come to work was, towards the end there, I was very rarely coming. And then I'd only just turn up just to have a bit of a laugh. Like, and I'd start taking the piss out of it a little bit. Like, I'd rock up just for like 3 hours. And then go, leave my brother, I'm going to shoot off on. is there? I'll get an email over like, is there what's the reason? Oh, just over it. Like, just had to be really honest, and like, but it took them like 3 years to finally like send me a letter to say that I no longer had a job there.
Yeah, that's something I learned that. Obviously, about the vaccination thing, and I was like, right. Yeah. Tom bail.
Yeah, I was thinking, because I got a story off the back of this about my fucking eye here. What's the dumbest injury you've had when you've been drunk? Because last night I come home, went to that live on the lawns down the casino.
Oh yeah.
It was good. We were fucking charging all afternoon and got home at, I don't know, 10 o'clock when it finished. And I'm walking, I had a shower, walking down the hallway, didn't turn any lights on. I'm like, I can never get right down. Feeling myself down the hallway, and then I banged my fucking eye on the corner.
It's split too.
Like,
that's what I said. What do you mean?
It was bleeding so much, like fucking
just leaking.
fair split here. I reckon it could probably do with a couple of stitches.
Go up or anything?
I just held it together till it sort of, till it.
It looks like someone's collared, yeah. And right in that
It was
face.
swollen too. Like, what's a dumb injury you've had when you've been drunk?
Dumb injury.
Yeah. I've got one, I just don't want to tell that story. It's pretty ridiculous. I don't put that bad juju on my head.
My brother fell into a fire one time and like his whole hand was just fucking blistered.
Yeah, I've done something similar at a beach party, trying to be a hero because we had a big log set up against the fire, and I was like, I can walk across that log. Didn't really think too much about how thick the log was, and it broke. It broke on me like midway, and burnt all my toes.
How do people walk through?
Yeah. Reels on that the other day over in India, but it's crazy. They go on, they walk through, one room just sitting in it, like you sat down. Bring a fire.
I can't even get into a hot bath like that.
I can't even get into the missus. I don't know. That's hectic.
Yeah.
Like, what is the purpose of that, or what do they get out of it?
Must be. I think it's a cultural thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never actually thought about it.
I've never looked into it or anything. I've seen the videos and shit.
And monks do something where they light themselves on fire or something, don't they? Monks do something that's like a...
No, you're thinking that's on the Rage Against the Machine. And that was for a particular stance.
It's pretty brutal, and they just sit there, can't burn, kills us.
Oh, they do it till they die.
Yeah, pretty sure. I don't think so.
Well, I don't. You'd hope. You'd hope that you're dying after that.
Oh, true, mate.
Because like you would come out pretty horrific, I'd say.
We're just saying the most ridiculous shit with those.
You know what's funny? These days, you can't. Back in my parents' days, can't go down the pub and just talk absolute shit.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
And but then someone will be like, oh, 100%. Oh, yeah.
Back
And then they'll go home and tell their wife.
Oh, Chinese
so Steve just told me. And then go through, and then it's like no one has any idea of what's going on.
Remember them ads on TV where that dad used to just spin shit to his son? He used to like say, like, Dad, when was the Great Wall of China built?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was built during
The
Emperor Nazi Gorbachev. It was 30 snakes up a year.
it was to keep the rabbits out.
Yeah. And there was a couple of them. They had a little series.
The best one was when he's on the train, and it's all Collingwood supporters, and he goes, my dad played for Collingwood. And they've all turned around, and the dad's sitting there like, oh gosh, I shouldn't have said anything.
No one was able to bloody fact check him when he just used tell his son anything.
I'm keen for that fact, actually. Okay.
Yeah, just made up.
I want to spit shit all day long.
My two goddaughters were like that, like, growing up, everything they did, I was like, oh, Uncle Wayne's done that before. Like, Uncle Wayne, I represented New Zealand for that. And they're like, oh, did you? I was like, yeah. Yep, not sure. Then they're at that age now where it's, they'll do something really good, and they play netball a lot, and I sit there and go, oh, netball, I used to, like, you did not do anything great in netball. You used to say this to us all the time. So everything I say now, they're like, nah, you did not do that. The greatest of greatest champions.
Yeah. Remember that one YP that we used to work with, like convinced him that I was Conor McGregor's nephew. did you say that? Yeah, man. And he believed it for ages.
No, it was one of you guys that I think I was with when I convinced one of the kids that I didn't have tear ducts. Because he started busting out going, but sir, I'll whack you like, would you, he goes, would you cry? And I was like, I literally cannot cry. I literally, he goes, as a kid you would have cried. I was like,
Impossible.
no, so I can cry? I was like, I can cry, but I literally can't get the physical tears to come out because I was born without tear ducts. And he was like, whoa, nah. I was like, no, I was 100%. I was like, I literally cannot cry. Like, I was like, if I'm cutting onions, I was like, I can't water my eyes. I was like,
you're like, this is actually cutting onions anymore.
and he was just like, oh, what? And then I'm sitting there. Was it one of you guys sitting with me? Like, and he one of the other youth worker come out and he's like, yeah, sir, did you know Lewayne can't cry? He's got no tears. And he was fascinated on this, like, because it lasted for like a good, like, the next 3 or 4 shifts. Like, he just kept bringing it up. His caseworker bringing it up, and I was just sitting there like,
fixated on those.
Like, no tear ducts. I remember when I finally told him, I was like, I couldn't take it anymore. I just pissed myself laughing.
You should have just started crying.
And he was just like, fuck you, Lewayne. He's like, oh, man, I thought that was serious. he was one of the better kids, though. Like, good laugh.
I can't think of any just stupid lies that I've,
Like that youth one. Some of those kids used to tell some absolute bullshit lies. I remember me and Dudley working in there, and one of the little rocky, crackhead white boys was like, yeah, then I was on the highway, got the case, and I was doing 100 km an hour, put a whipper snipper motor on my bike, done 100 km, and then me and Dudley's like, oh, true, then what? You just hang him up, you're just telling him the biggest porkies everywhere. Absolute full of shit. But yeah, I can't remember another drunken injury, but going back to that, like, trying to think of just little stupid shit. I remember running the bulls, they had the opening ceremony, you just drink piss that first day. I remember rolling my, the cobblestone road. I remember just simply walking along, bang, rolled the ankle. Can't go up, 2 or 3 hours later, rolled it again. And then and the next day I woke up and was like full, could barely walk on the
Imagine we rolled it back into place.
We're back on it.
But then I did the day after that, so the next day was 2 or 4 days after that, I did the ball run, like where you run in the streets.
Yeah, have you done that?
So I did that, years ago. And they fucking they board off all the streets, so you have to, the balls can't obviously get out of the street, and it's like one big
narrow,
street. It's narrow, and then it kind of veers off on an angle at one spot. I remember they set off like a rocket when it starts, like when the balls start. I didn't start at the start, I started halfway up, because I wanted to get in the stadium. Yeah. We were trying to get into the stadium. Because when the balls get in the stadium, they shut the doors, and you want to try and make it so you get in the stadium, because that's when heaps of fun shit happens. So I was running, like jogging, they set the rocket off, I was jogging, couldn't hit, like I was fucking feeling my ankle, like fuck. And then heard commotion, look back, you just see him coming in and all these balls. I didn't even feel my ankle.
What is it, like
I started sorting it. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I reckon maybe 500 to 800 meters or something. Could not tell you off the top of my head. Yeah, I didn't even feel my ankle then. I was just like sorting it.
I'd love to do it, but see, I'd be that.
It's all Aussies.
I'd be that unlucky one. Like, I'd either get hit by that rocket. I was like, or I'll be on worldwide news.
Getting caught.
People die.
Like man impaled. I'd make it to the stadium on the bull.
You get in the stadium and then they close the balls. Like the balls run straight through out the other side. They close the balls and there's people everywhere around like the stadium. And they let out the little steers and they do more damage. The little ones because they run around in the stadium and there's so many people you're trying to keep an eye on. Like where are the people? The people get in the way. Yeah. And eventually someone will jump out of the way and you just see people get.
How long does this go on for?
Oh, a couple of hours. Then they do the ball fights and shit. Yeah, it's fucking different, eh? It's weird.
Did you make it to the stadium?
So I made it into the stadium, yeah. I seen a young chick, she was like 18 or 19, same deal, like the little steers come in, you try and hide out. Fucking just get folded in half. Like folded her, and then I was thinking, in my head it looked that brutal, I was thinking like broken hips and shit. She got up and shrugged it off and kept on walking. And there was one dude wearing full American overalls and he grabbed the bull's horns or tail, and it's weird, the culture over there is like if you grab the bull, they fucking hate you. Yeah. So he grabbed the bull's tail, next minute all those Spaniards are just kinging him. Like bashing him and shit. I was like, holy fuck.
What, fuck him up?
Like just started, like didn't like bust him up. They all just give him a rough time, you know. But then it's weird. Then you go to the bullfight, and then the locals, then they spear and they kill the bulls.
Yeah.
So I was just found it a bit different. It's pretty brutal. But,
Yeah,
but
So they get killed anyway.
they end up, yeah. Some of them,
So you pull his tail.
yeah.
Getting kicked, and then they spear him anyway. And it's like, well, what's the point of that?
But it was pretty cool. Like something different. And there's this one thing outside of the stadium. It's like it's a statue. They called it. I can't remember what it's called. Muscle bar or something. It's just a statue. And then people climb up on top of the statue, and you know the whole crowd dive. People jump in and they catch them. Apparently, there's more injuries from that than there are like actual balls.
Those guys are just jumping off it.
Jumping off it, people climb up. And I was with two Canadians and this California chick. She could speak Spanish. She was talking to locals. She was like, it's kind of half American or half French. She was like, this is not Spanish culture at all. This is a drunk Australian culture.
Oh, true.
They've
created
that.
So when people stand there waiting in the capital,
yeah, so
just do it unsuspecting.
People climb up and it forms a crowd. Everyone's watching them like, holy fuck. And it's a mission just to climb it. People climb up on the top and then people jump out into the crowd. You know the crowd, they put their hands together.
Yeah.
And do that catch thing, yeah.
So again, I'll be the one that climbs up. Everyone catch me.
No, I seen one, she was climbing it, and then she slipped halfway through, fell down, didn't think much of it, thought, fuck, poor Sheila, next minute, Amber's coming in. I don't really care, I rolled ankle.
Yeah. Is that Amber for me?
Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit fucked up, it's a bit like, a lot of Australian loose can't say, but that was one part I was like, it's a bit, you know.
Aussies are fairly loose though.
They are, yeah. When I was younger, I loved it, because I was one of them, and we were talking about this earlier. You get older and it gets a bit like embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like you're known as that hooligan.
Yeah.
When you're young, you're on part of it and you're having fun, and then you get older, you're like, bullshit.
Yeah, I do find that Aussies are looser, I reckon. Probably one of the loosest countries.
I think out of anywhere. In my travels, most of them.
Just like, because I think it's just
An American culture.
Yeah.
On the piss and having fun with each other.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
And like bombing each other around, like you're saying, like light each other's hair, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tearing each other down.
Yeah. What about you're not playing rugby this year?
Nah, well. Well.
He's had more comebacks than bloody Johnny Farnham.
I'm actually having a really good crack at retirement this year. I haven't played a game. Been coaching though. I coached the under 19s and my under 8s. I've always coached under 8s. But yeah, coached under 19s. But yeah, I haven't played a game yet. I was going to play a game the other week down in Charters. And then because two of the other boys that I retired with, they're like, yeah, we'll play down in Charters too. So I was down in Charters Towers because my eldest boy was playing under 10s down there. The busload of our seniors come in. I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. It's like, oh, no, Joel Barlow. Joel's mum was down there. And she's like, oh, no, Joel and Barlow aren't playing today. I was like, oh, that's me. I'm not playing either. I was like, no, that's all I needed to hear. So I've had a good crack at it this year. So yeah, no,
mainly coaching.
Not yet. Yeah, no.
That's still cool.
I remember a couple of years ago there where you won the GF and then they're doing an interview with you on the news. Club captain, whatever. He's retiring, going out on top. Next year, he's playing.
So that year it was like TV, and I was like, oh yeah, sweet. The year after, I was like, we're short of numbers. I can play. Played, I was like the laughing joke of Townsville. And then it was like all in the paper. I was like, no, that's it. That's my last one. And then it was last year. It was like after that newspaper thing. It was like last year. I went up to watch in Ingham. They're like, oh, have you got boots in your car, Lewayne? I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, no. I was like, yeah, I've got some. Yeah, I bought them. I was like, I bought them. They're like, I need you to run on, I was like, oh yeah, look, I'll sit on the bench and make up numbers. Yeah, not a problem. Got to the changing shed. Terry's like, you're going on the field. He goes, you'll start. I was like, start? I was like, but I've done no running for like 8 months. I was like, oh, we'll go, yeah, let's try it. And then I remember this one young kid ran at me and like stepped me I was a slob. I couldn't even get there. So he did this half attempt, and he ran back. He scored the try. I let the try in, and he comes back and he's like, "Woo!" I was like, "Mate, you can't claim that." I was like, "You cannot claim." I was like, "You ran at the slowest, the oldest, and probably quite frankly, the unfittest person on the field who's been in retirement for 8 months. And you stepped me and you sprinted off that way." I was like, "Of course you're going to score the try." I was like, "Let's see if it on the other foot." So then I ran at him and ended up running through him and got a little offload away. I turned it back up, and then as I was doing the wool, I fell into it. They had like a little ditch in the ground. And sprained my wrist as I landed. I was like, what a dick. It was like, scoop to his level, and then look like a proper dick. I was like, being footy, as much as up here, I believe I could still deliver stuff. But yeah, just I haven't got it in my legs. And
How long did you play rugby? When did you start playing rugby?
When I was 5.
So it's massive over there.
Yeah. So I've what am I, 38? Probably 35 years of my life. Yeah, it's 30. And then a lot of that's been all A grade footy too. So I started playing A grade when I was about 15, just coming into the 16 mark. Yeah. And
what was the school in NZ, really big rugby school?
Yeah, we were in a strong school. We were St. John's. Hamilton Boys High was probably our biggest. Hamilton Boys High, they're a top tier school now. That was probably our biggest rivals, the biggest one from our province anyway.
Them rivalries are mad.
Yeah. But yeah, St. John's, we were, I wouldn't say we were a very strong outfit, but we sort of put it up every now and then.
It's like first 15, like big deal.
Yeah, well, if you're in first 15, even here in Australia too, but New Zealand's way bigger. For first 15 rugby, it's all televised. But you make first 15, like you get a different blazer from everyone else. Like your school shirts are even a bit different to everyone else's school shirts, and you're like you're creme de la creme. Like, you are the man in first 15s.
That's pretty similar with like some of the league skills up here.
Yeah.
Especially in Seattle.
If you're playing first 13 at ED, it's like a bit of a big deal.
Yeah, true.
Or like the Bears, they ain't called. But I think it's only the private skills that say like first 13 or first 15.
Yeah.
Like the public skills like Kerwin, they're just the Bears.
Yeah.
Playing league for the
Well, that was like Palm Beach. I think we were just called PBC. I don't even think we even had a logo in it. I think we were just PBC, Palm Beach Common High School.
I'm trying to think. What are they? Red and
white.
Yeah.
Red and white.
Yeah.
There was PBC, and then Kiefer Park was another big one. But I don't even. Were we PBC Reds? I think we might just be Reds. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah.
So you finished school over here?
Yeah. So I did. Yeah, went back to St. John's. Then wanted to sort of come back. Because it was just that high school in New Zealand was it was cool. I could just see it going in a different path that I didn't want to go down.
Yeah.
With all the gang stuff and whatnot. So safest option was to come back to Australia. And finished up my schooling at PBC. Didn't finish school. I ended up going into work. I was asked to leave PBC. What happened was I had a indiscretion with one of the teachers at the school, and got really upset at her to the point where I reckon I was close to hitting her.
Really?
And one of the other male teachers comes in and was like, "You need to get out of her staff room, blah, blah." And I was so wild. So I left, and I was like, how am I get my point across to her? So then I seen her son sitting down there eating a jam donut from the school touch-up, and I was like, "You're copying it." Had nothing to do with him. So I went in and just absolutely floored him. And then sort of sat there. Yeah, I did. I did. Ate his dinner and then sort of got taken to the principal's office. And that was the end of it. They were like, no, mate, you're out of the school. So then I went to another high school down there, Eleanor High School. And unbeknownst to me, his father worked at the Eleanor High School, and he bailed me up outside the classroom too. He goes, is that new guy? And the principal knew this, and he told me, he goes, that person's father works here as well. He's a manual arts teacher. I was like, so when he comes, if you're ever talking to him, just say that you're here for a different opportunity, because that PBC was a league school. Eleanor were just getting into rugby union. Yeah, so what we're going to say is that you've come here to sort of get us over the line for rugby union, and that's why you've changed schools. So he came into manual arts, and I was in my manual arts class, and he comes, he's like, is that new student here, Lewayne? I was like, oh yeah, mate. He goes, yeah, I'm so-and-so. I was like, yeah, cool. And he goes, can I speak to you outside? He goes, what'd you come to this school for? I was like, just, you guys are getting into rugby. Yeah. And, but he went nuts. So he grabbed me by the shirt, and he goes, I know. He goes, I know that's the reason why you didn't come here. He goes, you've come here because you got kicked out of PBC because you bailed up my wife, you bailed up my son, you whacked my son. I was like, bro, you need to get your hand off me because I'm a student. I was like, 100%. And you know what? And he goes, if I have any dramas with you here, he goes, I will wait till you're out of school and I will whack you. And I was like, that's fair. I was like, yeah, no, it's cool.
I would respect.
Yeah. And you know what? I found out later, he and I become actually pretty close. And he taught me a lot to use hand tools and stuff like that. Then I find out, I was like, this is the character of him. He wasn't even with her at the time, they were divorced and whatnot, but still stuck up for her, and it was like, you did this to my wife, blah blah. I was like, that's the character of a dude, and to put his job with because he wouldn't know if I was to go and say narc on him to the principal. Man, that teacher just literally, and I would if I had done that, I would have gone down the full route and gone, he raped me. Right. Be like, go full Nazi on them. But credit, and that was probably one of the lowest points of my life, sort of going down that far. But that was to sort of defend my mum as well. Because that female teacher, she was going around saying to other parents in the parent interviews, your boys hang out with Lewayne, don't hang out, they should be distancing themselves because he's been dragged up, his mother doesn't know how to do this and do that. It was just like straight lies. And especially when the parents that she was saying that to knew mum and knew how we were brought up and knew that it was... So my behaviour didn't reflect how I was brought up at home. So I probably had a lot to do to blame myself for that. Because I was a little shit at school. But looking back at it going,
I wasn't real bad, but I was definitely a little cheeky kid. It's like I look back now and I had run-ins with teachers and I know they didn't like me, I didn't like them, but I've seen them after school and it's like, it's all cool now. I know I fucking said I was a fucking idiot. And you sort of do look back and it's like, I'd be treating them the same. Like if I had a little shit like that, I'd be an asshole.
100%, definitely.
I look back at it now that I've got two boys of my own. I look back at it now and go, fuck, I'd be so embarrassed if my kids behaved how I behaved, because my kids aren't brought up like that. So I can sort of see now where my mum probably is going, you haven't been brought up like this, so why do you behave like this? And probably people, those outsiders looking in going,
was it hard to sort of, you reckon some of them behaviours was just trying to, fit into a different school, different culture, moving over here?
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think some of it too is probably just to show off a bit too, thinking that's the this is cool. Like, everyone come this way. And look, not to say that I was the only one. Like, there was a group of us that were all like that. So it was just, I think, just hanging out the wrong crowd. Just one's perspective of what's cool and what's not cool. You know what I mean? I think when you're in that, I wouldn't want to say that like we were part of the cool group or anything like that, but we definitely weren't the ones being picked on or anything like that. But not that we picked on anyone as well, apart from poor old mate that probably as well.
But that's all part of growing up and.
It is. You're just at that immature age.
Yeah.
And it goes on for a while, doesn't it? 18, 19, 20. You still
fucking celebrity is what it's like.
Look, messenger kids. Don't get messenger kids.
Oh, true.
Every messenger kids. So it's like normal messenger for adults, but kids. So every parent can sort of have an account for their child, and for say if that kid there adds my son, I've got to approve it, and then their parents got to approve it, so you can sort of see who they're talking to.
Oh, so is that how kids contact each other?
Yeah, and so now, but then it comes through to my phone as well, so I know that Marlon is now on the phone to him.
Because we used to just ring up like, oh, hey, Mrs. So-and-so, can I speak to...
Can I speak to Kid? I hated ringing people's phones.
Especially girls, remember ringing girls?
You're like, oh, please don't answer. Dad, don't answer.
Even now, man, I hate talking on the phone,
Yeah, true.
And it's like back then having to ring someone up.
Their
parents answering and stuff. Did you ever when someone answers, just hang straight up? Did you or you forget what to say? You got something in your head what you're going to say. And then as soon as they answer, you're under pressure and you're like, hang up because you just totally forgot.
True.
Yeah, no, that was I used to love the ones where back in the everyone used to have house phones.
Yeah.
And someone would be on the phone, like my brother would be on the phone to someone, and you'd pick up the phone on the other. You sit there real mature too, then you hear him Mum, Lewayne's on the phone. Get him off the phone. Well, you go to use the phone and someone will be trying to use the dial-up internet. It's like the struggles.
Yeah, proper. The way it's changed. I had that thought the other day because my neighbours, they got some kids there. They're good kids, but they yell out. But how he greets the family is he rocks up and he's like, "Hey, Dad's mum!" He yells out. I was like, "Mrs." Fuck, we used to call them by their first name. Or Mrs. or something.
What's for the your friends' parents?
He yelled. The little kid was yelling out his mate's name's mum. Hey, Dad's mum. And I was thinking, disrespect. From real kids, you'd never do that. You'd be you'd call her by her first name, or you'd be like, "Hey, excuse me, Mrs."
It was always Mrs. and then the last name.
Yeah.
I think even some schools now,
they call my first name.
Yeah, how weird is that?
Yeah.
Well, they're calling the teachers.
Yeah.
You know what? That's probably why we've got such an epidemic because with crime, with youth crime, because they were actually saying something about. Come on the news last night, maybe the night before, something about the respect has gone in these kids, and it's starting at the schools.
Well, I noticed that's what I was saying to my neighbours, and they're good kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're actually really good kids, and I noticed that. I was thinking, man, the lack of respect, we'd never do that.
Teachers, coaches, everything.
Yeah.
You lost that bit of respect, and then it just flows into something else.
I got this one little girl in my under-8s team, and this is how far respect has gone. She goes, "Hey, Miss." I don't know, no, it's Mister. I was like, just call me Lewayne. Just call me Lewayne. She's like, Mister. Okay. Hey, Miss. I was like, I don't know if she's having a laugh or not. I was she was like, okay, we'll just run with it.
Do the girls and boys still play together?
Yeah, up until under 12s, I believe, and then I think under 13s they separate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy, I didn't know that. Wow.
Some of these little girls that are coming through, but man, they're machines, eh?
Even though I just noticed watching the women's origin the other day, I feel like the game's elevated so much.
Yeah.
Women's 40.
Yeah, there's some contact in there,
I
right?
couldn't believe it compared to a couple of years back. Did any of you go that game?
No.
I went to go book tickets and it was sold out. I was like,
Yep.
I wanted to take my 2 boys, but I couldn't get 3 seats together.
So we went last year to like I guess that's how much it's gone up in just 12 months because me and Mrs. went last year was like half the stadium.
Yeah. I remember last year I got to sit up in those nice boxes.
Yeah.
And I had like a whole box. Oh, where we went that day. And had the whole box to ourselves. I was like, how good is this? Like, wicked seats. And then, this year couldn't even get. I look, in saying that I saved it to. It was Tuesday to have a look for tickets. So I didn't probably do myself any favours there.
So back on the tools, eh? So what did you do when you left school? Did you go straight into chipping?
Yeah.
And chipping ever since.
Yeah.
And what was that like in the Goldie?
Didn't really work on the Gold Coast. Lived it like on the Gold Coast, but we travelled up to Sunny Coast, Ipswich, Inala, Redbank Plains.
Mostly work away.
Just literally leave at 3 o'clock in the morning. Get home at 6 o'clock at night. Like it was that traffic down there. It was
it's so nice down there. And I struggle with the traffic down there.
It's worse now. Like it was bad then. And it's worse now.
The M1 and all that.
It's just ridiculous. Like I went down. My younger brother's still down there. We went down just to get from. He was living in Burleigh. Just to get to Burleigh to Raw Beach used to be like a 10-minute job. It's like half an hour now. It's just like you're only going up the road, but it's like I could have ran here faster than that. Probably not. Probably not. Probably would have died halfway.
It's so lovely, but it's so nice down there.
Yeah.
Really. Then you go south, like in New South Wales, or Tweed. Fingal? Is it Fingal?
Fingal.
That's so beautiful.
Fingal's unreal. Used to go surfing a fair bit down there.
Yeah.
The good thing about
south of those cliffs.
Yeah,
it's nice there. Right?
The good thing of Gold Coast is, as a surfer, you've got all the Gold Coast beaches. Then you can go up to Sunny Coast. You're only an hour and a half away from Sunny Coast.
And Noosa is nice.
And then you've got Byron and like all northern New South Wales. And even the countryside of northern New South Wales is like amazing.
Luca, it's beautiful, eh?
It's it's really good. So I think that's the benefits of being down there. But I don't know. It's just after living in Townsville, you get so upset if it takes longer than 5 minutes to get somewhere.
You really do, eh? Honestly.
10 or 15 minutes is literally one side of the town. 15 minutes you can get anywhere.
I think Townsville's bad coming from Charters.
True.
Charters was like, then I go back to Charters, like me and the listener back. She just floating doing 70 through the road.
They've got cops everywhere down there too,
eh?
I don't think I've ever not been to Charters Towers and not been breathalyzed.
Well, there's one cop out there that's like, he's like the classic dirty cop. I don't want to mention his name or not, but he's like the crooked cop that the whole town
He's been there for ages.
He's just been there for ages and he's just corrupt as. Like, I got done for a good guy when I was younger and had some passengers in the back of the cruiser and that, and he added extra charges. No seatbelt, and he added all these extra charges. He's corrupt as.
Revenue raising.
Well, I was like, this will slow down. I'm like, well, look at it. We're stuck in time. Everything slows down when you go out there. Surfing. Where did you mainly learn to surf? Which beach?
Crumman was where I sort of mainly learnt.
How old were you?
Raiders jackets off and
straight into it too.
Did you start off on a big board, obviously?
No, I just started off on a mate of mine's, just a normal 6'4" thruster. I think it was his family got the big ties with Quicksilver.
Really, man?
So I was on a Quicksilver board.
How old were you?
12?
Well, yeah, you
11, 12.
Started at a good age.
And this kid, still mates with him now. He come from a massive surfing family, and I sort of pretty much just learned off him and just wanted to sort of imitate him. But he was like so much better. Like even to this day, he's a phenomenal surfer. But just no fear. Like so, coming out, you can jump off. They've got a keyhole, so it's like a big front rock. And you got a keyhole. You can sort of go out the keyhole and you're out the back, or you can go from the beach, and it's a bit hard to paddle. I used to go from the beach because I was too scared to go in that thing. Or you can jump off the front rock. So this kid's jumping off the front rock, and I'm like, oh, can't be that hard. So that was my first time. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, couldn't see. Like, oh yeah, just come jump off this front rock. I was like, yep, cool. So I didn't really know too much about timing the waves and whatnot. So jumped off. No water. So the water's sucked back out. So I was meant to wait for the water. So I'm going, oh shit. Fins have like hit like the front rocks, all the barnacles, ripped all my leg.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, this surfing I don't think is going to work out. Swam like fuck to get away because like the waves just kept coming then and pushing me back onto the rocks. So to get out away from the rocks on that point, swam like crazy. Didn't even bother paddling with the board because I couldn't get back up onto the board. Mm-hmm. Got back onto the board when I was away from all the rocks and I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. I was like, no, there's a wave coming, just paddle for it. They go, oh, yep. So I'm paddling, lean back. I was like, oh, yep. Nosedive all the way in, just eating water. I was like, okay, let's just go on the whitewash.
Yeah.
So it was just literally wait for the whitewash and just jump onto the wave and then try to stand up. So it took a while to learn. Yeah. But once you learn, like, there's no better feeling, I reckon, than standing on that open glass face of that wave and just running your hands along and just riding.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I've heard people always say like they're like big in the surf in America, just being out on the water.
Yeah.
And when you catch that wave, it's like the ultimate feeling.
Yeah, and for me, like I can't do many tricks or anything like that. Like I can probably do like a bit of a re-entry and a cutback. But I just like this is just to get on that wave and just sort of go up and down, up and down, up and then maybe pull into like a barrel if you can, and that's a really cool
It's such
feeling.
a hard sport.
That's such a cool feeling.
Even getting out there, like as you were saying.
Paddling.
When I learned to do it in a place called Tamarindo over in Costa Rica, it was such a nice place to learn to do it because they're only little waves.
Yeah.
But I was new to it, and I was learning on a bigger board, a foam board. You got to trying to pierce through the waves. Fucking hard. You have to go on a treadmill. You finally get out there. And then you're fucked. Yeah. You finally get out there, or you get close to getting out, and then a wave catches you and takes you off.
Or you stuff up your duct tape. Yeah. Oh, I still do it now.
It's so tight. I remember doing it in Bali. I learned how to surf over there, could get up on little waves, and then I did it in Bali, just in Kuta, and I was hungover as fuck. Came back in. You know how busy that beach is in Kuta? Just chunnering on the beach. Yeah.
How long do you reckon it takes took you? From nothing to standing up and...
Well, I went from nothing to... When I was in Tamarindo, I went from nothing. I used to skateboard when I was younger. I was really scared. Yeah. So that probably helped. But I went from nothing within a couple of days. But that's on a bigger board. Yeah. That was a big board and little waves, like little 3. Yeah.
The shorter the board you go, the harder it is.
I tried like a 6'3", 6'4", and struggled to get up.
Yeah. So you probably you get them that little bit thicker.
But it's easier to pick. The best thing about small boards are it's easy to get out there. Yeah. Because you can pierce through the waves easier. I
like my mini males. I'm a big mini male. Fat, bit taller. So my favourite board's a 7'2".
Oh
7'2" mini male. But it's not that long. They're actually the best boards to ride, really? And they've got the same thing as the long males. Yeah. Easy to paddle out, but just good for cruising in, and you can still do a couple of tricks if you really want to. But yeah, I just like to go along the wave and sort of just come in and go, surf it.
It just seems like I'm just watching the cunts in Hawaii do it on them.
Yeah. North Shore, man, that was brutal. When we went there, they had a boogie boarding contest on. Oh, yeah. And the actual spray. That is insane.
Yeah, coming out of the barrel.
It crashes and just rays. It was unreal.
Yeah. Some of the waves that these cunts were catching were huge.
Yeah. And it's just fucking dangerous too. I played in I didn't surf in them, but I just played swimming in some waves in El Salvador called El Tunco. It's like a black sand beach. It's pretty cool, something different. And just swimming out, and like when they were crashing, I remember just getting tumbled and my shoulder hit the ground. I was just like, this is like, it's a bit of a reality check coming from a place here where there's no waves. Because that was before I learned how to surf too, and I was just like, this is sketch. This is scary.
Even on I've never been there, but Chiapu, with that on the reef break.
Yeah, that was unreal. Even Uluwatu's like that.
Yeah.
Right there, and there's reef, and there's little young Balinese surfers, and it's only like 10, 11, 12, and they're just shredding right above the reef.
They've only got that much water there. It's like, if you come off, you come off. So I don't know. I still get really freaked out. Like I think it's Lennox that we went down to. It's like all rocky sort of shoal bottom. Yep. And it was like really thin sort of like shallow water.
Yeah.
And you touch it, you sort of paddle out and you sort of like brush the rock and then a bit of seaweed. You're like, oh, there's something under here. Yeah, I still, yeah.
That'd be scary too.
I was out there one day. So I used to like going out Talabudra. We used to live on Talabudra Drive. I'd go out Talabudra every Christmas morning, and I'd have the beach to myself. I don't know, for a good 6 years there, every Christmas day was like perfect wave after wave. I had them all to myself.
Yep.
So I paddled out there one morning. I could hear all this like, what the fuck is that? I was like, I could see all the splashing going on. They're going, oh, I wonder what's going on out there. And then all this bait fish got closer and closer, and then next thing I'm getting whacked. And they're going, oh, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, then you see like fins on there going, oh my god, they're getting chased by a shark. They're getting chased by sharks. I was like, I'm too scared to fucking paddle back in. I was like, oh, when are these waves going to come back? And like,
hurry up.
Like, a wave came. I just remember just paddling like for dear life. I still had fish in my rash shirt. Got to shore and I was just like, oh my god. I was so scared. I was like, I've never been so scared in my life. Like, I literally sort of froze, and it was just like, oh, I've got a good chance of dying here. I was like, I'm just going to paddle for it. Like, just go for it.
That's brutal.
Yeah, no, that was pretty freaky. That was
What makes me think like McFadden when he like fucking
actually attacked. Yeah. Oh, you would, man.
When you see him get interviewed after it, and that old mate sort of paddled out to him. I can't remember what his name was, and then you can see that how like fucking was traumatized. He was shook up after it.
I tell you what's an awesome feeling though, but it scares the fuck out of you, but until you realise you're on a wave and you'll see this thing come up. Yeah. But when you're surfing with dolphins and they ride the wave beside you.
That's epic,
Where's that?
But
down there?
yeah, down Gold Coast, yeah, bro. Yeah.
Even when you're out boating, you hear them out going out to the reef and they come up and swim around their boats. They're such cool animals, man.
But when you see that, like, I remember sitting out the back one day, and then you see the fins come up, and you're like, oh my god, fins! You're like, oh no, it's more rounded. It's a dolphin. It's a dolphin.
Yeah.
Thank fuck. And then when you're on that wave and they come through the wave, it scares you, and you're like, what the fuck? You're like, how cool is that? It just rides beside you.
It's so playful, mate.
Yeah.
They're really playful.
So
It's
smart.
like most animals are sort of scared of humans and are like off humans, but they're like intrigued by humans.
Yeah.
Just really interesting,
No, that would be fucking cool feeling.
Yeah, it'd be good if we had something up here, eh? But one thing I noticed, which sort of, because I'm obviously from charters, there's no surf, and up here there's no surfers, I always have the epiphany that surfers were like real chill sort of people. Then you get to surf locations, a lot of them are just like real bros, like real, like staunch, like kind of jockish.
Yeah.
It sort of caught me off guard.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you got a mixture of surfers too. You've got that type of surfer, but then you have got those real laid back
Real
ones that just
chill.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got that full mixture. Then you got some like I remember my past girlfriend of mine, her father, he was a lawyer, but right into surfing as well, like but like full on legit,
white collar,
proper businessman, and like have his smokers. So I don't think do business people have smokers, or is this his lunch? I think it's his lunch. Like his lunch breaks, he'd be straight down to the surf, come back.
Really?
Yeah, he was cool, man.
What do you reckon are we going to do guest questions today? Or?
Yeah, let's do some guest questions.
No, we always forget them. we got them written down here somewhere.
If you could, I can remember some of them, but get them up.
Favourite athlete? Favourite ever athlete?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I've
got a few.
Rattle them out.
But my main two would be Colin Meads, a King Country rugby player, and captain of the All Blacks.
Yeah.
And the other one would probably be Richie McCaw.
Yeah, Richie's.
You've got to have Richie in there.
Any New Zealand.
Richie McCaw. But that's a good one, because there's so many others as well.
Yeah.
Like you'd have, I've always loved Jenna Lomu. There's like another old rugby player, Matua Parkinson. He was the open side flanker for North Harbour. Played a little bit of New Zealand Maoris, but I loved him because he had long dreads.
Oh, yeah.
George Schmidt, when he had long dreads
Yeah.
from the Wallabies,
Yeah.
loved him. But yeah, no, Colin Meads and Richie McCaw would be
Nice.
my two favourite ones.
Food.
Yeah, there we go. If you could eat any food for the rest of your life, what would it
Only one type of food.
be? Yeah.
Oh, so like not a meal, just is it in a meal?
I don't really know. I don't know who it is. You
There's
can
no
just-
specifics. It's just like
I said potato bake. That was one. So it's
it
like,
could be.
could be anything. But some people have said potatoes because it kind of gives it a bit of a. You can do chips. You can do
I
this.
think I said burgers. It could be
Yeah.
pasta because there's so many different
Different
types of
types
of
pasta.
pasta.
So it could be very specific.
Potato
It could
bake,
be
right.
whatever.
So
Actually, I got a question after this too.
Is it, I would either have hangi
Oh yeah.
or boil up if it can
Or
be
what?
or a boil up.
Oh yes.
So it's just pork bones, like say your backstrap of your pig, or you can use brisket. Your backstrap of your pig, so your pork bones, puha or watercress. If you can't get them in Australia, just use cabbage, pumpkin, potato, sweet potato.
Man,
And
just boil it all up.
and boil it.
How long? Just ages.
Usually about 3 hours for your bones. And just keep them on low.
Yeah.
Then add all your veggies in for the last hour.
Fuck
So it'd either be either a hangi or a boil up. And I could live off that for.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. What else have you got, James?
Something you're not good at.
It wouldn't be much. It wouldn't be much. I could answer this on behalf of my wife. Getting shit done around the house, and probably communicating.
Thin water.
No, that's probably what I'm. Yeah,
What's
something I'm not good at. No, it would be probably communication, man, with my wife.
Yeah.
It would be probably
Fair enough, bro. Yeah.
the main one that I'm not good at. I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
What
So-
do you mean? Like this?
I don't know. I have things in my own head, and I go, "Yeah, oh, I've got to let Grace know. I've got to let her know this," and then don't. And then when it's like say today's a prime example. Oh, Grace, I've got to shoot off at 11. I've got to go to that podcast. She's like, "What podcast?" I was like, "Remember I told you that you haven't told me anything."
So you thought you.
What I was like, "I'm pretty sure I told you." She's like, "You haven't told me anything, Lewayne." I was like,
You thought you did it, but you
I
didn't.
was like, "Okay." Oh well, I've got to go. So she's like, "Well, aren't we doing this today?" I was like, "Yeah." Fuck. So I always stuff myself up like that, man. So I don't communicate very well.
Fair enough.
Oh,
What's
at
something you
all.
are good at then that people might be surprised by?
Secret hidden talent, but
Here's a good one. Wood carving.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, like embodied wood carving. Yeah, not many people know. I did that prior to getting into tattooing.
Yeah, right.
Really?
So yeah.
that's cool, man. That's a cool
So-
little talent.
So yeah, no,
Get
wood
your kids
carving.
into that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
And favourite quote or motto to live by?
So I'm not good at this stuff. I can't.
This was
I can't retain any of that
putting
information.
people on the spot always.
I'll just make my own one up though. How no, I just think if you're a good person, you're gonna have good things happen to you.
Yeah.
And you attract good people. I think if you're gonna be a shit cunt, you're just gonna be
Yeah,
you're gonna attract the shit. So I think if you just live life being just a normal good person,
Genuine good person,
so it
yeah.
comes back around to you. So.
I agree, definitely. I've got one more question, a little one I'm going to add. What's your favourite album of all time? It will be hard.
Or album.
Or what's some good albums? It's hard to say.
You know what I
one
seen
number one
like 2 days ago, I think it was?
Well,
It was like, what would it have been? It might have been like the 30-year anniversary of Nelly's Country Grammar.
oh,
And
yeah.
And I'm thinking, fuck, I
That's a
remember
classic.
pumping that album
That was
downstairs with my parents playing Super Nintendo, just
Start to
having
finish.
Country Grammar. I think there was this 1 and 2.
yeah,
It was on
no,
repeat, man. It was so good.
The classics.
it was a good album though. Actually, I was at the show yesterday. I was sitting on a ride and we were waiting for it. Me, my wife, my eldest boy, And that Nelly song with Kelly Rowland, Dilemma, come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
banger,
But there was this little girl, she would have been maybe 10, with her sister sitting over opposite us on the other sort of cart. And she's like miming the words, like sitting there like thinking she's like real cool too. Like she's like, I love you. Like, doing like all the Grace like looked at me and she's like, how the hell did that little girl know those words to that
Sure,
song?
her parents must flog us.
I was sitting there, I was like, her parents
would
would be our age.
Yeah, I remember the film clip too. Yeah, that's a good banger. Yeah.
Wait, I do want to say, I was thinking of something before too. I was at the fucking servo, just like something going back in the day too. I was at the servo filling the tyres up, and remember the little caps you used to get? The little fucking...
On your push bike, little
like
skull caps.
how popular they were.
Yeah.
I used to always try to get different ones. What are they called? The fucking little things that...
The valve cap. Valve caps.
And like little skull ones and that.
The dice.
The
dice. Bullets.
The bullet.
True.
I wonder if that's a thing if kids are still rocking that on their BMX.
I haven't seen any. I have seen the cool little, just like, they look like the black plastic ones, but they're the metal, screw, like the car ones. Yeah, but I haven't seen any of those bullocks. One thing I haven't even seen because I take the kids down to the skate park and whatnot. Seeing kids with like the pegs on the bike.
You don't see them that often anymore. Right?
No.
It's all scooters. I feel like people...
Scooters
Scooters are so much more popular.
Scooters is taking over like that, and like push bikes and skateboard. They're dominating skateboards and push bikes. Well, it's crazy. See Australia, like this is just off the topic right now, but Australia just got a triple on the podium for freestyle motocross.
True.
First, second, and third.
Yeah, right.
All Aussies.
Fuck.
A little off the topic, but that's just a little thing that Australians are dominating.
Wasn't
and Jet Lawrence in motocross.
Oh,
I don't know if you know about him. Jet Lawrence in motocross, Australian dude. There's two brothers. He's down from I don't know where he's from actually. Sunny Coast. Something. He's dominating the motocross. Literally.
See that?
Absolutely dominating. He's Australian.
See that? There's that Bliss and Esso song about that Australian motocross guy. Tried to do like a double backflip.
Yep.
Didn't land it. Broke his neck. Like nearly died. And then the build up back to it. So this song's about celebrating. I think it's called My Life from Bliss and Esso.
Oh yeah.
And then they're celebrating him again because he gets all the way back through the rehab. So like, let's not just learn how to walk, talk, feed yourself, and let's just not have that as a big feat. Let's see if we can get back on a motorbike to go do the trick again. So he goes down and does he goes to another show, and they're like, he's had to learn how to feed himself, walk again, the whole shebang. And they're like, hopefully he lands this. I'm there going, bro, you've just escaped death once.
What
I was like going, bro, that's balls, man. Like, I couldn't do that.
There's a different breed.
Like, I sit there in rugby and like after having your shoulder replaced, going, oh, do I really want to tackle it? Do I really want to make that tackle?
I can never work again.
I'm retired. My last surgery that I had on the shoulder, I said to the surgeon, I was like, so how bad would it be if I was to sort of go back and play? And he's like, mate, I wouldn't. Because your next thing is you'll probably be close to losing the arm. Like, okay, that's pretty bad. So ever since then, I've been sort of really. I think that's where I sort of knew my time was up with football. You sort of go, oh,
shoulders are such a crucial
part.
And
you're just like, oh man, that's. I'm no longer putting in 100% for the team. Like I know I'm going into tackles half-assed, or not even making an attempt at a tackle. Going, but you're younger than me. Run, quick, get there. Useless. Make the tackle, man. So I think I sort of knew my time was up then as well. But that's to come back from that double backflip. He lands it. Like the commentators all went quiet. They're like,
how strong you have to be in the mind, to be able to do that.
That's a different breed, honestly.
It's crazy, even like you see, like when Gerald Yayi and some of these other people, like they have them bad leg snaps, or some of the fighters in the UFC and stuff, how they come back from them.
See that
mentally, how would you overcome
that? You wouldn't want to throw a leg kick again.
Yeah.
There's one of those boxers, I don't know who it is. I just seen it on Facebook the other day. He was watching the fight on the last punch that made him paralysed.
Yeah.
Like, he's like full. I think he's.
Is that a pommy dude?
Oh, I can't remember what he was. It was just but it was a boxer. And that last punch paralysed him. And he's like full. I think it looks like he's had a stroke too, like from it. I was just like, man, imagine going into a fight like.
Wow, that's brutal.
Like, going into a fight, boxing would be hard enough as it is, but then to come out after taking a loss, I think, if you lost it on points, or you'd be like, gutted.
Yeah.
Then to sort of lose your actual life over it, like.
Have you heard, you know, Enson Inoue? Japanese fighter, he's Hawaiian. Japanese fighter, used to fight in the early UFC days and Pride. Like, actually, I don't know if he fought in the UFC, but it was like when Pride was on and stuff like that.
Yep.
But he had this.
Was he not the fellow with the flag? No.
No.
I'm thinking of someone else. The flag, the dude, that Japanese dude had the flag and said he put all the different world flags together.
No, this is old school.
Yeah, right.
This is literally back.
Way back.
Yeah, back in the early 90s.
Yep.
Like in the 90s.
Oh, when UFC was actual, like, who's the best fighter?
Yeah.
Remember that? They were like putting like a sumo against against the karate guy.
I've been actually watching heaps of more old school UFC lately.
It's awesome,
But yeah, he used to say his name was Yamato Damashi, which is like the samurai spirit. And I've heard him talk about it, and before each fight, he'd write his family all letters and shit because he's like, I'm going in there to die.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Could possibly die, and he used to go in with that attitude, like I'm willing to die in a way, sort of thing. Like, how fucking crazy is
but that's just the Japanese there. Like, they've been like that. Like, I've watched a couple of those.
What's
Japanese.
the term again? I forget that there's a term for that. I can't remember.
That's
not the kamikaze.
No, it is. I think it's kamikaze.
Yeah.
But I've watched a lot of those Japanese shows, and like those old samurais, like that whole way of life for them.
And
like,
if they didn't
any disrespect, like, I'll do it myself. Like, let me do this for you to show you that I'm that loyal. And they're going, oh, but that's enough. Like, I get it, bro. You're loyal.
Like, that Japanese guy who lived on that island, and he lived on an island, and the war had been over for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And he lived in this island solo by himself, and then they tried to come in and tell him the war was over, and he was like full still. Stay in character. Never break, That's honourable.
They even started going over. I did.
They dropped pamphlets or something?
Yeah.
I don't remember, they dropped pamphlets.
He's probably thinking,
the
war was over. They had to take his brother in.
I can't remember how that happened.
Yeah, they ended up having to take his brother in, and then he got located, and his brother was just like, bro.
Game over, bro.
Fuck, just come home already, shit.
Oh, well, no, this is probably another one down, eh? Yeah. Cheers for coming on, Russ.
No, thanks for having me. It's been good.
We had nothing planned for this episode. You can probably tell
I felt a little bit inadequate after listening to the other ones. I was like, oh, man, they've had like some big names on it.
No, that's why we want to get this, It's more about mates.
I was just like,
let's get some normal yarns and that. Get some.
But going back to the favourite album.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. He's had some
time. There's been a heat though, because I listen to all different types of music.
So do I. Yep.
Let's see,
throw a few out.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yep.
Bulls on Parade.
Oh, of course. Yep.
And then probably Bob Marley, Legend.
Yeah.
Or even, why did I feel you were going to say Bob Marley?
Yeah, or Bob Marley. Any Bob Marley album is good.
It's so hard.
Probably Bob Marley Survival, to be honest.
Yep.
Bob Marley Survival.
What do you got, Hoops? You got anything that come to mind?
I'm trying to think of that. Staying on track here a bit. That Lucky Doobie album. You know that fucking.
Lucky. Give us a song.
I can't think of.
In tune though.
Slave. Prisoner. He's got heat.
Yeah,
it's like real political, sort of real political reggae.
He's a legend of his time.
Back in the day, you know.
It's so hard though, but I got a few. From you said, multiple, like Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre's album.
That was a good album.
What's the first ever album you bought? I'm pretty sure mine was 5. Remember 5?
Yeah, Invincible. Hands down, same. 5 Invincible. Yeah, used to flog it.
I remember
you got serious?
Yep. That's literally my first album, 5 Invincible.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
I think my first album. But at school you used to tease like the girls about listening to that song. Now they come on the job site and you've got like carpenters, mainly the Sparkies. They're walking in, like you hear it come on the van, and you're like, banger.
Just that feel good.
Yeah.
True, that's crazy.
Because what was the other one? Five and Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
Blue.
NSYNC.
Blue.
Blue. Eiffel 65.
No, Blue, the fucking group. Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All Rise or whatever.
Yes, that's it.
All Rise. Yeah. But I think wrap it up there.
Yeah,
I could probably go on for 10 minutes.
No, we'll get you on again.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Whenever the next public holiday is and you find
Yeah, got another day off.
Yeah, sure.
Right, awesome. Thanks for listening, casuals. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Yeah, well.